Where movement goes, momentum follows. You keep the movement going and the momentum is going to come. Today, we're going to continue to talk about momentum. And this is what I hope over the last few weeks here in January. I hope that you have created some movement, and maybe you're already experiencing some momentum, but if you're not, that's okay. Just remember, where movement goes, momentum follows. You keep the movement going and the momentum is going to come. There will be a wave of momentum that's going to come and help you get to the destination that you are wanting to go. Now, we talked about in the week one, how do I get momentum? Last week, we talked about how do I keep momentum, but today, we're going to talk about how do I grow momentum? Because this is what I believe. I believe that the measure of momentum you have today, it's not going to take you to the vision and the dream that you have even for this year and definitely beyond this year. So it's not enough for me to live with the amount of momentum I have today. I need to know, how can I grow this momentum, get more momentum in my life so that it can truly propel me to everything that I was created for. So today I want to share with you 5 things that are going to help you grow the momentum in your life. Number 1 is greater appreciation. Greater appreciation. You need to live with the attitude of gratitude, thanking God for what He has done in your life, thanking the people around you who have loved you and invested in you. And whenever we live in this appreciation, it really creates a generous attitude, a generous spirit, a generous heart, and a generous mentality towards life. And we need to live in that generous mentality if we really want to thrive and experience momentum. Here's the second thing. If we want to grow momentum, we need greater awareness. Greater awareness. Greater awareness of how far we are away from our potential. Greater awareness of how much there is that we don't know yet. Greater awareness of how many tools that are available to me that will help form me and mold me into who I really want to be. Greater awareness of how many habits and attitudes that are actually holding me back today, not allowing me to thrive the way that I really want to. You see, whenever we begin to have a greater awareness of all of these things, what it does is it helps us get rid of the things that we need to get rid of. It helps me reach towards those things that I know are possible, and all of those things are going to increase the momentum in my life. Here's the third thing. We need greater attention. Greater attention. We need greater attention to detail in our lives. The small things matter. Small things create big results. And the only way we see these small things is when we pay attention to detail. We need greater attention to the seemingly insignificant daily decisions that we are making. Some people would say, oh, well, that doesn't really matter. What does that have to do with anything? Listen. Everything you do matters. How about greater attention to the words that are coming out of our mouths? Words that we think, man, what does it matter? It's just a friend. It's just this. It's just that. No, every word that comes out of our mouth matters. Every decision that we make in the course of the day matters. It all matters. You know what else we need greater attention to? We need greater attention to our motives. We need to know why we are making some of the decisions we're making. Why do we feel the way that we feel? And that only happens when we give greater attention to these daily details in our lives. This will help you grow momentum. Here's the fourth thing, a greater attitude. Now, I define attitude this way, a settled way of thinking or feeling about someone or something. A settled way of thinking or feeling about someone or something. So whenever I have a greater attitude, what does that mean? That means that I have settled into an elevated level of thinking. That has become my norm. I've settled into an elevated level of thinking, and I've also settled into an effective feeling. Now, I say effective feeling because you're never going to get rid of your feelings. You're never going to get rid of your emotions. We are emotional creatures. We have feelings. God gave them to us. We cannot get rid of them, but here's the thing. We should not allow those feelings to control us. So if I'm going to have effective feelings, it means I'm going to have those feelings, but I'm never going to let those feelings override me. So if I'm going to experience momentum, I can't let those feelings push me back. I've got to have effective feelings, and I've got to have elevated thinking. And that comes from a greater attitude, a greater settled way of thinking or feeling about something or someone. Here's the last thing. If you want to grow momentum in your life, you need greater aggression. They say, but Philip, I'm not really an aggressive person. That's not really the way that I flow. That's not really, I'm just telling you, there is no other way. The only way to increase momentum is with greater aggression. You have to be attacking each day with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind. You have to have a vision for your future that is so compelling, and you want it so bad for yourself and for your family and for your future. You want it so bad that you will do whatever it takes to get it. And that is why you've got to have a greater aggression, because that greater aggression to strive and go after everything that can be yours, with that aggression, you are going to experience a greater momentum. And that momentum is going to grow and grow and grow and grow. And that's what you need in 2020. Don't just settle for the momentum you get in these first couple months. Don't just settle to keep the momentum that you have. No, you've got to grow that momentum in April and May and June, July, all the way through the end of the year. You need to increase that momentum so that it can propel you into the life that God created you to live. That is an abundant life. It is a life of overflow. It is a life greater than anything that we can ask, think, or imagine. That's the life that you were created to live. But it won't happen if we don't grow the momentum that's going to carry us into that life. Get Big Mo on your side.